I'm Jusko from ProbMoney.com, and in this video we are going to look at the 5 worst credit cards that came out in 2023. We're going to count them down from 5 to 1, and then I actually have an honorable mention after that. Number 5 is the AMC Entertainment Rewards Visa. This came out at the beginning of 2023. It is the credit card of AMC Theaters. It's a no annual fee card, and on the surface it looks like you're getting a whole heck of a lot of points from the card, but when you see what the points are worth, you realize that it's kind of standard in terms of a lot of credit cards out there. Kind of like a store credit card where you're getting a little bit more when you spend at AMC Theaters, and then you can get some enhanced points in some other categories as well. The points are still okay in terms of what you get, but what really kind of gets my goat with this card is the only way you can use your points is at AMC Theaters. And if you are not a paid member on one of the paid loyalty levels of the AMC Stubs program, the only way you can use those points is on concessions at an AMC theater. So essentially your reward for this card is overpriced popcorn, snow caps, Dr. Pepper, whatever that you can get from AMC Theaters. Even if you are a paid member of the AMC Stubs program, the only other way you can use your points is toward free movie tickets. With so many credit cards out on the market, it is hard to see why you would choose to have your credit card be something that gives you so little flexibility in terms of the rewards you earn. Number 4 on the list, which means we're getting a little bit worse, are the new Universal Rewards Visa cards. There's a no annual fee card that is very paltry in terms of the rewards. You only get a 2% reward on Universal theme parks purchases, only a 1% reward everywhere else, and you can only use those rewards at Universal theme parks. So you have very little flexibility on top of the fact that it is a very non-generous card. And you also get your rewards on a Visa debit card, which is just a very strange thing as well. Now there is a Plus card that is offered that has a $95 annual fee. Doesn't give you a whole lot more in terms of rewards. The only way maybe you would justify that card is if you spend $10,000 in a year on the card, you would then get a free one-day pass to one of the Universal Studios theme parks, either in Hollywood or in Orlando. So maybe there's a little something there if you pay a $95 annual fee, but of course you got to overcome that $95 annual fee. You got to pay $10,000. Really, unless you really want a credit card that has the Minions or a Jurassic Park dinosaur on it, no reason to get either of these. Number 3 on the list is the Rocket Mortgage Visa, which sort of has 2 versions as well. If you're already a Rocket Mortgage customer, you can get this card and it would have no annual fee, and it would give you a 2% reward on all your purchases, essentially 2% cash back that would go toward your Rocket Mortgage to continue paying down your Rocket Mortgage. Now, that's not bad, but of course there are 2% cashback cards on the market where you could use your 2% reward any way you want to. So why bother getting a 2% card from Rocket Mortgage just because you are their customer and only have it go toward your mortgage? Maybe if you want to force yourself into using it toward your mortgage, you could justify it that way, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Now, if you are not a Rocket Mortgage customer, what Rocket Mortgage wants you to do is pay a $95 annual fee to get a 5% reward on all of your purchases with the card, which sounds okay, especially if you spend an awful lot of money. But again, you can only use that reward toward a Rocket Mortgage, which means you're locking yourself into a Rocket Mortgage without having any idea what the interest rates are actually going to be on that mortgage when you go to buy your house or your condo or whatever it is. So why would you pay a $95 annual fee to get a reward that you don't really know what the value of that reward is going to be? And now once you're locked in, you're going to be like, well, I got to use that reward, so I got to go with Rocket Mortgage, even if somebody else would have given me a better interest rate. Just doesn't make any sense. Number 2 on the list is the LendingTree Win card, which came out earlier this year. Now, LendingTree being a financial marketplace, you would think that if they're going to launch a product directly to consumers, they would want it to be something that they could be proud of. But what they did is they partnered up with the company Upgrade that offers a series of cards that really are not credit cards, even though they are marketed that way. Instead, the way they work is they take every purchase that you make and they turn it it into a little personal loan. So you don't have a grace period where you can pay it back without paying any interest. You are going to pay some interest on all of your purchases. Now, this card gave 2% back in rewards, but of course that would get eaten into by the fact that you're going to pay some interest on all of your purchases. As far as I can tell, LendingTree looks like they may have scrapped this card. I don't see it anywhere on their website anymore. They're certainly not promoting it. If you Google it, you can kind of backdoor your way into some pages about it. But I did not like it from the get-go, and I think probably not too many other people did either. And then the number one worst credit card of 2023, in my opinion, is the TD Bank Clear Visa. Now, this card is obviously geared toward people that either have some past credit problems or maybe someone that is new to credit, although I would never suggest it to anybody new to credit. And what TD has done is they have said that if you are approved for the card, you will get a $1,000 credit limit, but you will be charged $10 per month to actually have the card. So assuming you held it over the course of a year, that would effectively be a $120 annual fee on the card in order to get a $1,000 credit limit. Now, the card does not have an interest rate per se, although you do have to pay a certain amount back each month on top of the $10 fee. But the thing about it is, when you have a $1,000 credit limit, unless you are running the card all the way up to its limit every month, that $10 is essentially more than you'd end up paying in interest on the card anyway. So it really is a way for TD Bank to make money and the person that gets the card to maybe build some credit. And maybe if you have really bad credit and they will actually take you, that would be okay with you. But there's so many other cards on the market that are trying to serve people with bad credit that I think this is just not a very smart one. Now, TD also offers you a $2,000 credit limit, potentially, as a new card holder. But in that case, you would be paying $20 per month just for the privilege of having a card with no rewards, no extras, just that credit limit. So you'd have a $240 annual fee effectively if you wanted a $2,000 credit limit. Now, I know for some people, if they have bad credit, they might say, well, I'll take whatever I can get, and they might be willing to pay that. But there are other ways to go, whether that is secured cards or something like the Capital One Platinum, if you can qualify for that, or whatever. So I just don't think that this is a very smart card, and TD sort of makes it seem like it's an innovation, where in my opinion, it's really not all that great for the consumer. So those are the top 5, but I did want to mention one other card that you may be familiar with that folded last month, and that is the Ness credit card. In some ways, this card was sort of interesting. It was something different to try, and so I give them credit for that. This was a card that was trying to sort of be like the American Express Platinum, but for healthy living. So that had a $349 annual fee, which obviously is a tough go on a credit card that nobody's ever heard of before. And then you earned rewards on a lot of healthy living things like going to the gym or eating right and that kind of thing. And then there are all sorts of different benefits from various companies along those same lines. But it always had sort of a narrow potential audience, in my opinion. A $349 annual fee is going to scare a lot of people away before they even look at it any further. I actually met the founder of the company at one point, and he seemed like a good guy with his heart in the right place, but it just never really seemed like a product that was going to fly from the get-go. I give them credit for trying something different, but unfortunately the Nest card had to close down in November. So those are my choices for the worst new credit cards of 2023. If there is something you think I missed or that you think are worse than these cards that I mentioned, put that in the comments section below. Otherwise, I thank you for watching, and as always, please go to proudmoney.com, where we do credit card reviews, we talk personal finances, we talk deals, and all sorts of other fun stuff too. If you're not going to leave a comment or go to the website, the next video you're going to want to watch is right there.